Welcome to the Stargate Finance Community Call, where we discuss proposals and ideas that will help shape and govern the Stargate protocol. Feel free to join the conversation on stage anytime. If you have questions by clicking on the raise hand button at the bottom of the screen. You can also chime in through the voice text channel in Discord or any other chats for those listening in on YouTube and Twitch, as these channels will aggregate the messages together. Just a reminder, this is not financial, accounting, or legal advice. Please do your own research. All right, lots on the go here lately. Of course, pretty excited about the integration with Sushi Swap. The Sushi X Swap has went live on Thursday. It's been pretty cool and like super seamless as far as like how that all works. So yeah, really excited about that and how well that's working now. Yeah, getting a lot of great feedback, even from the sushi community. A lot of people that are using it there, suggesting like such a slick UI, and just even the developers are like pretty stoked on it. But and far less issues than we were expecting. Like when you're trying to put integration in like that, you kind of think like, oh boy, this could be a little bit weird. But no, it worked out great. So. Yeah, and then as far as Sarong was doing a demo about building on top of the bento box in at ECC, and that's where he put that out and was like, okay, now we're gonna do like the cross-chain swap. I'm gonna show you this, and that was like the first one I think that actually went on. They just made that put the site live. Like 20 minutes before his talk. So that was like super cool to just see him like, all right, we're going to try this. I think he went from Avalanche to Phantom, and it just happened it was like way faster than we were all expecting, because it showed like a little timer and then it was just done right away. So yeah, everyone was like super stoked and impressed to see that happen live, like in front of them, as the very first, live, omni-chain swap through Sushi. So yeah, really pleased with how that all played out. And of course, we're going to do a spotlight with them next week. So we'll have them on at some point. We'll keep you posted on that. But we'll be able to get the developers over here and get them to kind of talk about their, just like how it was how the integrations went with it, and what they're seeing and how they liked, utilizing and using Stargate and Layer 0. So yeah, stay tuned on that. We'll keep you posted for that. Then as far as other integrations, a couple other things that have been Radiant, Chainx, and Tsunami. Those are some other ones that have been building on top. So Radiant being kind of like a interest in borrowing assets cross chains. So being able to do kind of, I guess, like a borrowing aggregator. I think it's from what I see now, it's just on Arbitrum, but they're chipping away on some stuff. And Chainx and Tsunami, the other ones as well. Then of course ECC happened last week. For me personally, it was really great to have the seeing so many people at ECC and seeing kind of how conferences how they are going, and just to like be able to like present in front of a bunch of people was super cool. A lot of people asking about Stargate and Layer 0, which was pretty cool. And just even people that were unsure of it and didn't really know, but they were able to learn more about it. So that was fantastic. And then we had a lot of discussions with other teams and whatnot. We did have a couple of events that we had hosted as well. But the breakfast, we'd done that with Stargate. So Stargate did that with Sushi and with HBAR. And that was like super successful to see like so many people show up to it. I really didn't know what to expect for a breakfast. And like a lot of people were there. There was like a huge lineup outside of the venue. So a lot of people chatting, a lot of people discussing. It was great to see, so many people collaborating and like being present. And that was right before Sarong's talk as well. So little did they know that they were just about to experience, or just moments before the first cross-chain swap was about to happen live. So overall, I think ECC had a lot of great connections and whatnot, and just to have that in person communication, I think was like super beneficial and super helpful, so that people are able to kind of understand a little bit more about what Layer Zero is up to, or sorry, Stargate, and built on Layer Zero, of course. So, yeah. Then some other stuff here to discuss with the OP tokens. So we've got the 1 million have been awarded to Stargate. That has been delivered, and that will then roll out the new emissions update after the Stargate on Optimism runs out, which should be kind of beginning of the month. So early August here, we'll keep you posted on when that swap will or switch over to the OP tokens. And you will have to migrate your LP. So if you've got an LP, if you are LPing on Optimism, you will need to move over to the new staking contract. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Easy enough. Now we're awarding OP tokens as compared to STG. So being able to have less less Stargate being emitted, which is kind of helpful, and obviously something that we want to work towards in order to keep our TVL. And being able to get like OP tokens into other people's hands, so perhaps even bringing more people into our new people into our ecosystem as well. Trying to drive more adoption for Stargate. So I think this is going to be a great little initiative, and we had like 700,000 is going to be used of the 1 million for the liquidity mining. So that should be. We'll keep you posted. We'll give you more info. Just about like reminding you about the migration that you'll need to do so that you can receive the OP tokens, and kind of go from there. Then other stuff here. We've got the foundation that's also been, the budget has been approved, and so now we've got that set up, and that's really designed to pay contributors and pay for audits, all that kind of stuff. Like obviously, there's as like more and more development is happening within Stargate, need to be able to pay for audits and things like this, and and the other part too is now like we're able to do things for like paying contributors. We want to have like more and more engagement here from the community and people that can help and like get involved with Stargate. And now this should become far more far easier, and really want to put towards some tasks on D-Work. Really like that platform. I've talked about it before. And now I really want to use that to leverage getting the community engaged. So there's currently one up right now for adding Zapper Studios to, adding Stargate into Zapper Studios, and that's by the sounds of it, I think is like the contributor has just like already kind of has that close to completed. So that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet that that's either completed or is just approvals away or something. But I wanted to kind of mention that to everyone, and also that like I want to build a new section in Commonwealth around this kind of stuff, and we could start having like discussions and conversations around like maybe things that we want to have, or like whether it's hey, this is some sort of bounty that we want to put out for a task that's about to get completed or that we want to complete. And see if that's get kind of feedback from the community, and we can discuss all that stuff there, or put up like grants and saying like maybe we can put up like grant ideas and things like this, so that if there's certain things that we want to have done, or that people can get engaged with and involved with, or have ideas around like things that could help with either it's marketing or kind of help with content, or things like this that we see a lot more community efforts around. That could be really great. I think it's going to be a great way for us to have these conversations and discussions around that, and then put that into D-Work and be able to get the community involved with this. So would love to hear some feedback from anyone later on, or even now, if there's anybody that's wants to discuss any of this stuff. Feel free to pop up here. But that's kind of the goal with between D-Work and Commonwealth and whatnot there and around the foundation. So and then I guess Max, I see you're up here. Anything that you just want to give a quick little emissions update? I kind of ran over all that stuff here with the OP stuff.
Yeah,
Anything
no
further that you
update.
can?
I think you did a good job of explaining about the OP token emission moving to, that will happen around early August, and the only thing that LPers and Optimism will have to do will just be remove their LP token from the farm and then put it into the new LP staking contract. So we'll give more instructions in terms of how that will work in terms of a user flow. But other than that, no real updates. I'm really excited about the DWork stuff, and would love to hear from the community on different ideas in terms of how you think you can participate within Stargate, whether that's marketing or other community things that we could be doing. Just would love to learn more from the community in terms of how you guys would want to participate in Stargate.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, please, feedback always welcome. Yeah, please bring that in as you can with either through AMA, obviously here now if there's anything we want to talk about here in AMA text questions, or just bring it up in our regular chats. In Discord is obviously a great place here, but site to site section that lists current updated integrations would be good. Yeah, yeah, I guess we could Luke's got a Twitter. Yeah, kind of has a Twitter list, but yeah, perhaps we could do something else here with a site that kind of has these current integrations. I know some people maybe are working in stealth, and oftentimes they just want to try to test things out here, so it may not be always available to provide the full list of people. But yeah, it's something we could kind of look at if there's people that are open to discussion.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, good idea
Yeah.
to kind of just highlight the bigger integrations and applications. And yeah, I think it's a good idea, something we could think about how we incorporate highlighting them as well. Maybe we can, highlight the transaction volumes that they're sending over Stargate. You can kind of gamify the ranking of integrations in terms of who's, passing the most action and transaction volumes through Stargate. I think that there's a lot of interesting things we could do there for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thank you, Ray J, for that input there. Yeah, good for potential STG buyers, but also for potential integrators. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, then one other thing here too, I guess, is the just as we're talking about the Commonwealth and DWork and whatnot. Obviously our moderators have done an amazing job here, and I want to start kind of working towards a similar system as what I've done over with Sushi Samurai, or what we kind of started over there. I really want to try and bring that to Stargate as well, and having this a lot more community engaged, like we have here. It's really just community members that have shown that they've had showing interest, and really learning and showing that they really want to dive in and be a part of this protocol. So really want to start building out some stuff with that. We'll be putting up kind of a outline proposal type idea around this, and some better ways to have some contributors. So stay tuned for that. I'll try and have that ready kind of hopefully end of this week. I'm hoping to have that all fleshed out. But yeah, excited about that. So just overall having more community engagement, and getting everybody that's stuck around here. Really appreciate. I know the market's the way it is right now, but love seeing that we have 250 people here in Discord right now. That's pretty great. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Then as far as the VESTG fee accrual, still kind of working on that, and of course that one is a little bit complex, and yeah, that might be even something like that to just have a if we can figure out what's all the, I guess, the contracts that need to be looked at and viewed, and how we can I guess pull all the data from that. We could even put that up as potentially as a DWork task, and just try and get some numbers on this stuff, because it's a little bit out of my league, I think, when it comes to math. But there might be some other people that understand this stuff a lot better and would be able to pick that up. But yeah, wanting to, obviously we need to, a few questions that we need to figure out as well around like, how the, just like when and how, fee claiming is going to work, what tokens that these all get paid out in, because obviously now with, it's stables across any three of the stables that we're supporting right now, but now we've introduced, the ETH pools. So this is where, there's even ETH gets added to the list, and then what chains are we paying out on, or, is looking to claim on, and so just a lot of things that we, kind of will need to flesh out and, dial in a little bit more. So I know we chatted about this a little bit with Max and Primo yesterday, but
yeah,
yeah,
we're actively thinking about how we want to implement this. So something should be coming soon. It's just, I think like first we need to figure out the design of the actual redemption process, and then once we have that nailed down, we can focus on implementation.
Wicked. So well, we'll keep everybody posted on that as well. But good to know that you're, if you do have VESTG, that you are, your fees are being accrued. Nothing to worry about there. Just we'll have that stuff sorted out soon enough. But all right. That kind of covers most of the stuff that I wanted to touch on. I don't know if there's anything else from the community that wants to pop up here and discuss or bring in through the AMA text questions. Feel free to do so. And otherwise, Max or Primo, anything else here before we wrap up?
I think from my end, I think seeing integrations go live is finally is obviously awesome and pretty exciting. Like Sushi being the big one, but there being multiple others. I think like a couple 100 million in TVL being added kind of around the Stargate ecosystem this week. So that was definitely cool to see. I think there are a bunch of other things kind of currently being worked on that is also pretty cool, but I think it's just like progress, slowly but surely steps towards kind of the ultimate vision. So it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just as we're starting to see these integrations come out, it does take time, but they are happening. And I was really happy to see obviously Sushi come out. That's a big one that a lot of people will actually use or want to use. And was kind of like the flagship product, I think, that you'd originally pitched there early on. So it was really beautiful to see that all come to fruition. But and then passive crypto, how much fees in total have accrued until now? I guess that's what we do need to figure out. Front end team is going to be working on figuring out ways to claim, and then of course, just like figuring out that whole accrual as well. There's, kind of a lot of complexities to the math around it. So, we'll be working on that shortly. Again, the math is a little bit over me.
If you want to keep track, there are plenty of dashboards. It's roughly, you're getting it's one out of every 6 bips. So total volume times 6 bips is like 600,000 every billion in volume that get accrued to the protocol in general, and it's just like what that gets split up as. So if you keep kind of a light pulse on volume, you can keep a kind of rough pulse on what that might look like.
True. Yeah, I guess you had to have the full. The full amount that has been accrued as that 1 basis point, and then figuring out like what your portion of it is. I think that's what a lot of people want to aim for as well, is like how much has been accrued for them individually. That gets where it gets a little bit trickier, just as VE decays linearly, and then figuring out where it was that at what point in time you did stake, or if you staked afterwards or before, and just how that changes. But that's a good point or a good metric there to just look at, is with the TVL and transfer volume, and then just taking that 1 basis point and kind of figuring it from there. But overall, lots of stuff on the go here. we're yeah, super stoked to see a lot of this stuff come to fruition and come to light. So yeah, glad that you're all here with us on this adventure. But yeah, if nothing else, probably a great place to wrap up here.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, wicked deal. All right, thanks everybody for coming out this week, and yeah, we'll be live again in 2 weeks. This has also been recorded and will be up on YouTube to check on afterwards. But yeah, and if you did stick around here, if you were here for 15 minutes or more, you will be eligible for POAP. I'll get those sorted out here shortly after. So we'll try and get the hip lo-fi bot in here, and you can enjoy some tunes while we're waiting for that. But thanks everybody for coming out, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Ciao, ciao.